Professional lacrosse is coming, everybody. Professional lacrosse is coming. The race to fill the sports void left by the San Diego Chargers continue as the National Lacrosse League announced it's expanding into San Diego. The yet-to-be-named team will begin to play in fall of 2018. And here to talk more about it is the man behind the effort, Steve Govett. Steve, lacrosse is in your blood. Talk a little bit about that and how your bio has become an impetus to be making this all happen.
Well, I grew up in Vancouver playing a lot of box lacrosse as a kid, and left there to go to school in Virginia and did that and had a lot of fun there, and then started my first of 25 years in the National Lacrosse League, playing in Philadelphia, won some championships, playing with great names like Paul and Gary Gate, and having a ton of fun doing that. Played for Team Canada twice and represented my country, and then got into management, Washington, D.C., Colorado, and then 15 years in Colorado working for Kroenke Sports, and now we're bringing the National Lacrosse League to San Diego.
And your title is president of the yet-to-be-named team.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about the man who signs your checks. Talk a little bit about the ownership and why his deep pockets will make sure that this is a successful venture.
Well, for people know his name. Joe Tai is the vice chairman of Alibaba, a large Chinese internet company. And he's based in Hong Kong, and he's a resident of Hong Kong, comes to visit the U.S. on occasion, and played lacrosse at Yale, and started at the Lawrenceville School, went on to play at Yale University, and has a great passion for the game that continues today, and saw the commercial trajectory of the National Lacrosse League and wanted to get in, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, connected the dots, and here we are.
When smart people like Joseph want to put money into a venture like this, you have to feel pretty confident that it's going to be a big success.
Well, it's our job to make it that, right? He's put his trust into us and said, fellas, go make it happen. So I think that's a lot of confidence, and especially for a guy like that does really, really big deals around the world, to want to invest in the National Lacrosse League is a huge opportunity for our sport, huge opportunity for our league.
All right, so you can't have a guy with his bank book and then not have people start to whisper about, oh, this is going to be the new arena downtown. Could you address those rumors right out of the block? I can't imagine they're going to build an arena for a new lacrosse team in prime real estate downtown. Is any truth to that conversation?
Well, I think the first thing to say is Valley View Casino Center is our home. We're thrilled about that. We're great partners in AEG and great partners in Ernie Hahn. Those people have done a great job down there of marketing that building. But look, at the end of the day, when you talk about a guy of this particular caliber, this particular net worth, everybody wants to talk about what else he can do. And I think, he wants to buy a lacrosse team and run the lacrosse team. So first things first, anytime you start addressing those rumors and get ahead of ourselves, I think that's where we are today.
Does he like professional football? We'll save that for our next get-together. So you have to share the building with the likes of the Gulls and the Sockers, 3 teams sharing the same arena. How difficult a scheduling headache will that be?
Look, I came from a building in Denver, Colorado, where you had the Avalanche, you had the Nuggets, and you had the Mammoth, which is a third base tenant there. And the Avs and the Nuggets are major league teams that play 41-game schedules, and we made it work with major concerts coming through a hub in Denver for concerts. And so San Diego, I think, is an easier process, but certainly, look, great partners in the Gulls. We've had a lot of discussions with them. They're a great fixture in this community. They've done a wonderful job. They're part of the reason why we looked at this market and said, hey, amateur, minor league sports can work here. And we think that sharing the building won't be a problem. They got to go on the road sometime.
Where you saw they're successful, basically you just flip-flop your schedules. The Sockers will work in between.
More entertainment in San Diego is a good thing.
Not a bad option. Okay, is it hard for the outdoor lacrosse athlete to adapt to the indoor game?
You know what? I think it used to be. I think a lot of kids and youth players are playing a lot more box lacrosse at the youth level, and they're coming up, learning the game. We used to say that the outdoor player took about 3 years for them to make that adaptation, but I think now what you're seeing is with kids playing a lot more lacrosse at a younger level in the box leagues, that everybody's creating is the opportunities are better, and these guys are getting good. So they're going to college, they're becoming men, they're becoming athletes when they go there, bigger, stronger, faster, but they have a background in box. That's a good thing.
Let's take a look at this graph monitor right here. We have a graphic. 10 teams right now?
10 teams. We're the 10th team.
10th team. I don't know if you guys can see where the logos are. A lot of them to the north of the border, a lot of them to the northeast. There's going to be some pretty funky connecting flights, are there not, for when you guys are on the road?
It kind of looks like we'll be going through Denver a lot. So. Yeah, it looks certainly I see future expansion before we kick off our season that might put us in a division that has teams not too far from us.
Do you know something we don't know?
I may or may not, but you know, there's some interesting stuff happening.
Break a start.
I think there's interesting stuff happening in the National Lacrosse League, and you know what? That's the exciting part about being in this league right now, and that's why Joe Ty wanted to be in it.
All right, we have a minute left. I want to first, so you were at Petco Park last night as your media tour began, throwing out the first pitch with a lacrosse stick. As we look at the first pitch, how tough was it to deliver a strike?
Right down the pipe, you know. That's,
you did. I mean, that was.
Yeah, a little pop in it. No, it was fun. I was a little nervous, a brand new stick, and sometimes the leather ball has a chance to slide out of that. So I'd actually never thrown a baseball until my son and I had a little catch in the backyard. But we had fun, and last night was just it was a bucket list item.
It's kind of pretty nerve-wracking when you're on the mound all by yourself, isn't it?
It was super cool. I had a blast. A lot of support.
So this is not the team colors. When are we going to have team colors? When are you going to break out the baby blues and say your name is going to be?
I think October through November. At some point, we're going to do a big show where we're going to launch the brand and the colors and the jerseys and all that fun stuff. So look for that online, you know, lacrossesandiego.com, and watch us and follow our events. We've sold 1,000 season tickets since yesterday launching. I mean, this thing's blowing up, and we're having a ton of fun doing it. Appreciate it, Paul.
Hey, thanks for coming in. That concludes our 6 o'clock sportscast. We'll have more tonight on the All Sports Report.